What's up, world? It's your boy Lightning, and you have just entered the dungeon.
Yeah!
Yeah, baby, let's go!
Let's go!
Goblin Slayer. The Goblin. Goblin Slayer. I said the Goblin. Goblin Slayer. Yeah.
So going into the next question.
Sorry.
Man, it's funny how I'm just all of a sudden creating these questions out of thin air. So the next question I got for y'all is, what is the biggest disappointment in gaming? And I'm gonna open that up with my thing. This is what disappointed me with gaming. When the game make you wait for so many years and then you get it and it do not meet the expectation. It does not meet the hype. It falls on its ass. I'm gonna give you just a few examples, and we're gonna double back to that Last of Us 2 because that's a different situation. So I'm gonna start with saying Dragon Age 2, the second one. It was a good game as far as the gaming mechanics. They fell short on the story and the way they did it. That was a letdown. You know, I was very disappointed, but still had fun with the game. You know, Saints Row. I didn't even play it because when I saw the trailer, I didn't even want to play it.
It was not.
Because it was like, I'm gonna be honest, the way I felt about that was, before I go and spend all that money on this game, I might as well just pick up Saints Row, the previous one. Because it, to me, like, you're not gonna do better than the previous one. You know,
it wasn't good.
To double back to The Last of Us 2, I'm not gonna say that was a complete letdown because it was because they killed.
The story was trash. The gameplay was amazing, phenomenal. What the heck is that
wait,
noise?
that's my other phone.
But storyline wise,
And character wise.
I don't have a problem. Spoilers alert for The Last of Us Part 2.
That's been out a while, so
If you
yeah,
haven't,
exactly,
just disclaimer: if you haven't played the game, go play it now, then come back here.
Or skip to the timestamp, whatever.
I don't have a problem with them killing Joel. It's one, the way they did it, and two, the time that they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And also three, the advertising of the game. Because one, they advertised that freaking game as Joel and Ellie.
True, I remember.
That was the whole thing.
Smart.
It was smart, but they baited us. And
That's what they had to do.
No,
You can't give up the story.
No.
Oh, Joel died.
No. There's a difference. There's a big difference because they were showing scenes from the game that were switched. So they had scenes where I forget the dude's name. The dude that goes with Ellie after Joel dies.
Like his brother Tommy or whatever.
No, not Tommy. Not Tommy.
Like that other younger dude.
That younger
that's
guy,
referred-
yeah.
I forgot his name, but
I don't know.
so in the trailer, they had Joel with Ellie when she was going on the revenge.
I remember
tour.
I heard about that and saw that.
And it was a fake scene that they made for the trailer.
That's
Smart.
Well, yeah,
But
that's
it was smart, but everyone loved The Last of Us Part 1 because of the relationship between Joel and Ellie. That's what made The Last of Us Part 1 so special. Like, if you take Joel and Ellie out of The Last of Us Part 1, it's a shit game.
Yeah, and
It's dog shit.
Is that and also like all the reasons why they did what they did didn't make any sense, and it was just haphazardly put together.
So
they had a lot of weird stuff.
So in The Last of Us Part 2, they take what made the first game so special, what made the first game so amazing, and destroyed it within the first 2 hours.
But you
and
have
then,
to.
What?
No, say what
No,
you're gonna say.
and then, I'm sorry, I'm
No,
going on a
good.
tangent.
No, that's good,
And
that's
then,
good.
on top of that, they made you play as the bitch that fucking killed him!
Yeah, you don't get like a. From what I hear, it's like 20 hours of her like just doing stuff around the country that you don't care about.
You play as the person that killed the daddy Joel for 10 hours!
Yeah, that's a long time before you even get to like know anything.
It's not like an hour or two, it's 10 hours!
But there was a purpose behind it. You know what I'm saying?
to bore me to death.
This is the thing. This is what they did. The first one, Ellie was supposed to die. She didn't die. So guess what they do in the second one? They take Joel. And now Ellie, they did this so now Ellie could be the freaking what's
main
the word?
character.
The main character.
Yeah. But it's also the reason why she became the main character was also just horribly
because in the first one, she was a sub character.
But she was like the second one.
No, she was a sub character.
What do you mean?
Because
you can play as her. What do you mean?
You can play as her, but it's like, okay, so it's like when you played Spider-Man. You played Spider-Man, and then they have select missions where you had to play Mary Jane.
What?
She was a sub character. She wasn't the main attraction to it. She was the package.
No,
in the first one.
Yeah, she's the reason why you do things
So,
in the first game. She's the main character.
She was the package in the first one that was inevitably supposed to die to save lives. But guess what? She didn't die because Joel made a decision that wrecked his life in the second game, which is now why Ellie has a purpose in the second. If Joel wouldn't have died, there was no purpose to the second game.
No.
You guys should see his
But
face.
the thing is, the way they killed Joel, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because in the first game, Joel's a complete badass. He's literally taking like hits left and right. He literally dominates like an entire freaking army. And you mean to tell me that 5 people in a room could just beat him up with a golf club and he just falls down and says, "Okay, I'm done."
You gotta understand, Joel getting old.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's always
This
freaking
is like
Joel.
some Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah, and also the whole reason why he dies is because he killed an entire base full of fireflies to save his girl, save Ellie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the
That's
main
epic.
character, so it's like that girl you play as, right? You play as her for a little bit. You get to meet Joel and Tommy, and then he actually saves her multiple times, and then she walks both of them to the base, and then they just ambush him and they kill him.
Yes.
He said, "Ooh, you killed my daddy because he was gonna kill a girl."
Thing is,
no.
I think the Abby storyline was a good idea. I do think the Abby storyline was a good idea, but the fact that they make you play as Abby for 10 hours after they immediately killed off Joel with her, that was stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the entire time, you're just like, what the hell am I doing? Can I just go back to Ellie? I just want to go back to playing as Ellie because Ellie's cool. Ellie was freaking cool in The Last of Us Part 2. I have no problems with how Ellie was handled in The Last of Us Part 2.
Ellie was phenomenal.
Yes, Ellie was amazing. It's just the way they handled Joel's death. They should have at least given him a better death.
Yeah.
And 2, they should have given you Abby's storyline without you having to play as her for 10 hours.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like you build up, like you have like the death, right? And then you trying to build up to why she did that, right?
Yeah.
But it's too long, and like it adds all this extra bullshit you have to go through. Also, that could have just been added in for a different part of the game.
What I hope the show does different, because the season 1 of The Last of Us
I haven't seen it
on HBO
You get that.
is really good. I hope what they do with season 2 is they flip flop
Okay.
between the perspectives, because that would make it a lot more tolerable. If they flip flop, like you do one mission as Ellie, one mission as Abby, I don't think it would have been as bad. But the fact that they made you play as Ellie for 10 hours, then play as Abby for 10 hours, it's just, you're like, no, why? I paid the game for Ellie, why am I playing as Abby?
It's kind of like what people say about God of War when they play the Atreus sections.
I think
God of War did it right though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that kind of a lot of people have that same kind of don't like it though because they play for the main
they
character.
flip flopped.
I know.
What I think, I think they did that because maybe they're working on the third game to where they're gonna collaborate,
Maybe.
which I think would it's. I will be honest. If you kill my dad, stepdad, there is no such thing as collaborating, even if I allowed you to live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see you again, it's over. Like, it's no
over.
such thing as a
I
we patch things up. Yeah, Joe killed your dad, but you tried to kill somebody that belonged to me. So it was more or less like a self-defense thing. Anyway, you're about to kill. This is the. Okay, so fuck. Now I'm on his side.
Yeah, that's
Fuck that game.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm about to tell you why. Because it's like this. She killed Joe because Joe killed her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole purpose Joe killed her dad was to save Ellie. So wouldn't it make sense? So you already got the cause to the effect. Your dad died because he tried to kill her. So wouldn't you want to kill Joe and the reason Joe killed your dad?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that make sense?
That's what we're trying to say,
Not
bro.
just let the girl go free and it's like whatever. Because guess what? Had she just eradicated them both, there would have never been an ending to the game, and both of y'all walked just like both of y'all walked in the beginning when Joe was killed. The conclusion still stays the same.
That's right.
Except we lost Joe.
Joe was gonna die no matter what, though.
Of course, yeah. I get that. That's not the problem, though.
Yeah, it's just the way they did it.
Exactly. See, now we kind of want it's like a.
I feel like this. They should have gave us more story with Joel and Ellie, and then at least toward the middle of the game,
that's when they should.
They could have did this flop where Joel died on a mission doing something way more extravagant than a fucking flashback, and then went through all that stuff. That way, like that, they could have gave us some Abby backdrops while Joe was still alive, so we could understand his death.
Exactly.
Also, the lead up to his death.
Also, if you think about it, like the way solo games works is some people don't play the first game before they play the second game, and for the people that didn't play the first game, they're just like thrown into it, and immediately this random guy dies. They're like, "What? Am I supposed to be upset about this?"
Yeah, and there's flashbacks to the first game through Abby's perspective, but then it's a wrong perspective in like 5 different ways.
It's like
so it's like why? Yeah, it's dumb. I don't like that. But anyway, I have also you guys want to keep talking about this because I have another idea of what.
I'm gonna say one more thing. Yeah. Last of Us, you can redeem yourself by just saying, "Okay, we gave y'all a bluff storyline. This is the real Last of Us 2." Break Joel back.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an alternate dimension, guys.
They need to just make a third game and conclude the story. That's all they need to do. Because they can save it with the third story.
They can.
The second game didn't doom the series because it's still a good game, but the storylines that they
the main character arcs probably
it was just dumb.
I will say one thing that they did mess up with the second game.
We already talked about a lot.
I know, yeah.
We made it all about Last of Us, but I will say this: the jump scares was less in the second game.
It's not a very scary game.
Now the first one, man, I was scared.
The first one was terrifying.
When you went in the dark and you saw them fucking spores, I was terrified, especially when you was in that one part in that big motherfucker. You had to fight it.
The bloater from in the high school.
Yeah, bro. I was scared as
that was a good set piece.
The season 1 of The Last of Us on HBO did a fantastic job with the clickers.
Really? That's good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about that.
Y'all gotta watch it. It is so good.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna leave it on that tip. If they do a third game, please bring back the jump scares, the darkness with the spores. That shit, like, that to me, out of all the that's a horror right there. A horror action thriller. Bring that shit back,
Some more states.
Yes.
Yes.
Goblin Slayer. The Goblin. Goblin Slayer. I said the Goblin. Goblin Slayer. Yeah.